Okay, here we have a quick unboxing of the mid-grade 2014 Mac Mini. If you look inside the contents of the box, it's pretty basic. Comes packaged nice, as you'd expect. It sort of reminds me of a Apple TV, just a bigger version. It's not that heavy at all, and it's silver. Inside the actual contents of the box, there's not much to it. It's pretty much just typical Apple pamphlets and stickers, and it comes with your power cord, and that's literally it. So put that to the side. And as you look at this, it's built really nice. It feels solid. It's aluminum. Take all this off. Now they changed a few things on this Mac Mini from what I know. As far as upgrading the actual internals of it, everything is soldered, so you can't change it. You can still take off this lid with a pry tool, plastic pry tool, and then inside you have security screws that you take out to get to the hard drive if you want to eventually change it to an SSD or a Fusion drive. It's pretty much in here. You have to take everything out. It can be done. It looks a little cumbersome, but it can happen. Now for me, this was actually replacing, I didn't need the fastest one. It's not an editing tool for me for video or anything like that. It's just something I would use for photo editing and general work. Also maybe some music applications for mixing and maybe mastering on the go. So for me, the specs on here was at least what I had on my older MacBook Pro. The MacBook Pro I had actually failed on me because the LCD inverter cable ended up failing. I tried to replace it, and upon doing that, I actually damaged the actual motherboard. The computer still works, but the LCD is shot, and you can plug it into a TV and whatnot, but I figured it's a 2007, it's pretty much time for it to go anytime soon. So this particular mid-grade is a 2.6 gigahertz, 8 gigs of RAM, and it's 1 terabyte of internal storage. The bad thing is the 1 terabyte is only 54 RPM hard drive. So I definitely in the future will probably change it to an SSD drive, a mid-grade size. The turbo boosts up to 3.1 gigahertz, and on top of that you have Intel Iris graphics, because I was going to get the starter version of this, which is about 100 or 200 cheaper, but the internal graphics processor that's built in, I heard it's really bad. So I don't know how bad that is for what I want to use it for, but the specs are a lot less, so it's better off just stepping at least to the mid one or even the high one. But if I'm going to spend the money for the high version, I find myself wanting to just spend the money for another MacBook Pro. So now for the first time for me, I'm having 2 Thunderbolt ports, and I'm also having a HDMI and SDXC card slot and 4 USB 3.0 ports, which I've never had on any of my computers, even my older MacBook Pro. Excuse me, my older Mac Pro. So now it has faster Wi-Fi connectivity with the 802.11 AC, and it comes pre-installed with OS X. This is a really nice unit, and I'm gonna have to take a couple of days to actually go through it to see how I really like it. Performance-wise, I just have to know it has to be at least what my MacBook Pro was. The only thing is, it doesn't have a display with it. You have to take that with you. And the other things that you'll have to get, you can get PC brand if you like, but for me, I just like to stick with Apple. I had to get another wireless keyboard, and then I had to get a Magic Mouse, which I prefer, and then I had to get a actual Magic Trackpad. Magic Trackpads are nice. It reminds me of using my laptop, but for me, I actually like general web browsing with this. I don't like editing of any type with it. I think it's a little more difficult for me personally. I prefer the Magic Mouse. I think this is really good. So other than that, I'll go ahead and use it for a few days and let you know how it works for general applications that I use it for, which Protools, Logic. I mix and master with Wave plugins. I also use Photoshop, Lightroom. I don't do video editing with my old MacBook Pro. It can play it somewhat HD video, but for editing, it's not really the thing to use it for. It's not good at all. And I only had 6 gigs of RAM in my MacBook Pro. So this is 8, and the processor is i5. It's just a little better. So inside we have a 2.6 gigahertz dual core Intel Core i5. My other one, my MacBook Pro actually only had a Core 2 Duo, and yeah, it was pretty good for what it was, considering it's from 2007. It works really well actually. So I really love the whole Mac format, and I'll let you know how this works out and what happens if I end up changing the hard drive. I'll probably keep this in for now just to see how it performs, because I don't want to, it'd be a shame just to waste the hard drive, but that's pretty much it.